Hi there, thanks so much for joining me, and today I'm going to talk about gratitude. Now, you may have heard the phrase to practice gratitude or practice thankfulness, and I don't know, I think that sounds it sounds sort of ethereal, lacking any real substance, but actually it is something that's very practical. And it is a great way of regulating emotions. Now, there are plenty of negative emotions. I'm going to name a few. Anxiety is very big. You hear a lot about people talking about anxiety these days. Fear, envy. Now, envy is one that we don't talk about, but it's a very destructive emotion. And actually, I'm going to talk a little bit about envy and say somebody was telling me that they know somebody who seems to have an easy life, and this person was complaining to me about how easy life is for this other person in their life, and it seemed to me to be a kind of block to peace. That envy, that's what it is. And I don't know if there's anybody in your life that you think you get annoyed just thinking about them because that always works out well for them, and they never have to worry about money, and they never have to worry about this, and they never have to worry about that. Whereas my life is difficult and I have lots of worries. That envy is very destructive. And so these things, anxiety, which also is very destructive. We can be anxious about all sorts of things that in the cold light of day there's no reason to be anxious about. You know, everybody, I'm sure every one of us has lain awake at night worrying about something. And of course, fear is destructive too in its own way. And I would argue that all of these negative emotions can be treated, for want of a better term, by an attitude of gratitude. I didn't mean to make that rhyme there, but so I'm going to give you a practical way of doing that, and this is what I do every day. I make a list just in my head of 10 things that I'm grateful for, and I literally thank God for them. These 10 things. The list is different every day, and I just open my mind, let it wander until it rests on something that I am grateful for, and I say, here's something I'm grateful for, thank you. And these 10 things are real things. Sometimes it's literally just my car. I'm thankful for my car. I'm genuinely thankful for my car, my house. Other times, something specifically good has happened, and there are things that have the fallout of that. There are lots of things to be grateful for. You know what it's like. Sometimes somebody's going through a hard time, and they come out the other end, and it's great. Sometimes it's bad things that I can learn from, and I'm able to be grateful for those things. Sometimes it takes years to be grateful for the bad things that have happened to us, but still, it's worth revisiting them and saying, have I learned from that? Have I grown from that? Was there something in that situation that actually, that was a good thing, and I can be thankful for it? And when I'm saying thank you, when I'm listing my things that I'm grateful for, I never list things that I think I should be thankful for. You know, there are things that annoy you, and you think, I should really like that. No, I discount that. I'm not interested. I want to be genuinely grateful. Now, it might be that when I'm genuinely grateful, I come around to those things that I should be thankful for, and I am genuinely thankful for them, but I don't start there. I start with things, yes, I'm really grateful for that, and I do 10 every day. and that has really helped me to think about life from that perspective of gratitude, as opposed to a perspective of anxiety or fear, or worse still, envy. Because I would say that of those three, envy is actually the worst, because we can articulate to people, oh, I'm very anxious about this situation, or I'm afraid of what's going to happen, but we very seldom articulate, I'm actually envious of this person, because we know it looks bad on us to be envious, so we don't bring it up. We don't think that anxiety or fear, things that look bad on us, but anxiety, envy does look bad on us, because people just say things like, well, you shouldn't think like that. It's not so easy just to, like that, switch your mindset, change your feelings. No, these are things that we have to work on. So I recommend that you give it a try while you're working on yourself and your character, as we talked about previously. Among those things, work on being grateful, and you'll find that you're able to make a great change in yourself. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. Bye for now.